Hello everyone. It's live.
Hello everyone. Fetching video stream. Here we are. Hello everyone. How are we today?
Hi. How is everyone feeling creatively, photographically, spiritually?
Spiritually, yeah.
Emotionally.
We're religious advisors now.
Today we want to talk to you about another fantastic image from Antony's archives, and this one is from Istanbul, which is one of our favorite cities in the world.
I like this shot. Go ahead, Di. I don't want to interrupt you.
But you just
I
did, so
need something,
there you go.
think of something to say.
This shot is a
Should we show them the shot?
yeah, let's show them the shot.
Okay.
I'm gonna just check that we are live on my
We're
my mobile.
Trust the technology, Di.
I don't trust technology.
Okay, this is the shot. This is
the shot.
Yeah, so this is the shot.
Yeah.
I've been to this place many times.
And tell us where it is. Like, what,
So this
what's
is
what's the background?
Let me show you. Okay, this is Süleymaniye Mosque at dawn in Istanbul. This was April of this year, and I do one of my mornings. My pre-dawn walks starts at this spot, and this is the view, right? So this is the view, really. So this is like a panoramic of this whole thing. Let me see if I could go 3-to-1. Yeah, so let me do 2-to-1. So you could see it's a really epic view, right? And there anytime to shoot, and this particular some absolutely brilliant light, beautiful sunrise, right? And I had a few students there with me, and they were all shooting, and I felt I had pretty much got this before. You know, I've been there several times on really nice mornings, and I was helping one student with her cameras, you know, her exposure and getting some good shots because the light was changing really quick. And another student says, "Hey, look over here, check this out." And right at that moment, we look over and the sun had just come up and it was shining on these buildings here, right? And I was like, whoa, I had been there many times. I had never actually seen them illuminated like that. And the way it was positioned around these domes, it seemed like, you know, the guy was saying, you know, if you put the domes here, he was very kind of he liked to share his knowledge about photography, which is really quite refreshing, you know, getting feedback from photographers who know. And I was like, yeah. He mentioned how he would frame it, and I was like, that's how I'd frame it. And we basically took the same shot, you know, a little bit different variation, but I thought it was exquisite. And I didn't have my tripod with me that morning, so I shot it at, what did I shoot this at 800 ISO, 1600th of a second at f3.5. Now, I wish I had shot it at f11 at, you know, a 50th or a 25th or 1 second exposure, but I just didn't have a tripod. So I went, you know, I settled for this kind of noise here, which is pretty good. And, you know, my background is not
Can we explain the
sharp.
noise? I mean, I don't know what that means.
Well, it's
Maybe
just
everyone
you see the dots, the grainy kind of structure. That's just noise. We used to call it grain in film, but now in the digital age, we call it noise. It gets a bad rap, you know, like, oh, you're not supposed to have noise, and you're not, you know, images should be sharp and, you know, crispy and smooth. I don't really buy into that. I mean, when you shoot at higher ISOs, you're going to get some noise, and they say noise almost seems like a bad thing, when before it was like film grain, and it was like a characteristic of a film. You know, it's grain. It was just something you couldn't get past, so you used it and to a creative advantage, you know. But now the cameras are supposed to be, you know, the less noise they make, or the better the camera, I suppose, right? And
So you're saying...
Yeah, go ahead. Well, and for me, I think a little bit of grain, a bit of noise is a nice thing, right? I mean,
Atmospheric?
You have like well, I don't know, almost classical kind of feel, right? Because look, I don't want to get too much into this noise thing, but right, we've got, a high ISO is going to give you more noise, right? And you use your sharpening and your noise reduction here to get rid of it. Yet you go down into effects, and what do they have? Grain. So you can add grain to your picture like this.
Right.
Right? So what's the big deal about having a bit of noise? Now the thing is, in low light, let me take the grain out of here, right? Noise, I suppose, means that you're not going to pick up as much fine detail.
Yeah.
Right? But that's not the issue here. I picked this shot. It was pointed out to me by a student, and I had been to this place at least 12 times, at dawn, and this is the first time this type of light, the light revealed this kind of composition. It was just,
and that is
it was all about timing.
An important point.
Yeah.
You can go to the same place every day, and then all of a sudden see something different. And that you don't always need to be in new places. You need to learn to see the places that you're in better. Sometimes it helps go to a fresh environment because it gives you the kind of inspiration and the ideas, but that doesn't take away from the fact that you should still be looking at your environment that you're in as many different ways as possible, and use the opportunities that are coming from that environment, particularly around light, the changing, ever-changing light.
Yeah, if you look, I mean, just look at my frames here, right? Look at that light. The color is just amazing.
Oh, I like this color of light.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really intense, right? This was a bit earlier.
Oh, I
right?
love this. I love that.
It's beautiful colors. I haven't done anything to these images really. And
what about this one? So
I mean, look at before the sun came up. Look at that.
oh,
You see?
gorgeous. I love
It's
blue.
just a beautiful location, absolutely stunning, and people love it.
And so, can you take us out? What about this image?
Now this,
you've done some things to these images, and why did you pick the one that you picked?
well, I did. You could see, this is straight out of camera here. This one's straight out of camera,
Yeah.
right? I'm gonna reset that. Yeah. So there's nothing done to this, and I use this image in my art of processing class to show how you can enhance or create lighting effects. And one of the lighting effects was this, right? I don't know if it's drawing this yet, right? To make the glow more prominent. There we go, right? And to capture these highlights on the domes, just to bring out some of the detail in the domes. See the difference there?
Yeah.
I think I mean, I'm not finished with this image, right? I was writing it and I didn't quite get it quite right, but it's the start of a really quite magnificent looking shot. I mean, the color saturation's fine, the little brush, and this one's even more
Too much.
too much, right? I can bring this back a lot. I saw the potential when I saw the potential for something really, really quite spectacular. A lot of potential to go into my processing software and do something really nice with it.
But in and of itself, it's a
Yeah.
perfectly lovely image.
Yeah, I mean, you could just open up the exposure a little bit, a bit of clarity, bring some texture into the clouds, and still, maybe a saturation, not saturation, vibrance or something, right? Yeah, and it looks really nice. Well, here, look. I mean, just doing that, and that's my before and after, right? In 5 seconds.
Yeah. Very nice. These are very good tools.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what is it that you love about this image so much?
I love the light. I mean, I think the conditions were just beautiful. It's going from an orange glow into a blue magenta gradation. Just going to the clouds is fantastic. The reason this looks so cool, the light was so good, is if you look, right, like here, we've got heavy cloud cover above us, but on the horizon with the sun coming up, it's perfectly clear. So when you see those conditions, right, you see this gap on the horizon where the sun's going to come up, you just know you're going to have loads of color.
Oh.
You're going to have loads of color because the sun's going to be coming through this this gap here,
Yeah.
with no real obstruction other than atmospheric haze, and that's where it picks up a lot of its warmth, and it picks up that warmth and it throws it right onto the clouds, right underneath the clouds, right? So it gets really, really intense. Here it is again, right? It comes up and it just, I don't know, let me see if I did anything to this image. I'll just reset this. No, this is straight out of camera.
Wow.
Right, I did nothing to this. I mean, that was the actual color we were seeing that morning. So when you got that gap on the horizon and you got clouds above, and it just, if the thinner that gap, the more dramatic the light and the more contrasty it's going to be coming through.
Oh, is it like when you're pulling curtains apart on a very bright day?
It's kind of like that, but horizontal.
Auntie doesn't like my analogies.
I like that.
He's always like, I'm not sure about that. My photography analogies.
No, it's okay. I like that.
You'll take that.
Yeah. See, look at the color because of that gap right there. And the gap changed. I think it was there in front of us, and I could see, and I was waiting for it. And I was hoping it would stay open, because I saw the potential of it. But as the sun started to come up, it was like minutes were passing, and the gap started to close. But the timing was really quite perfect, and it closed up soon after that.
Right. Oh.
Look here. See, the gap was shut. I saw that there, and I was hoping that. See the pink there? See the pink?
Yeah.
I was hoping.
Are you asking me or the
audience? Yeah. I was hoping that pink would open up or stay in that position as the sun came up, and it did a little bit more wide here.
Oh, beautiful!
As the sun came up,
so
it was
the kind of
perfect
common thing in Istanbul to happen.
Yeah, it's pretty standard. Yeah. I mean, you get some heavy cloud cover in April, and we had a couple rainy days, but rainy days were good too because the light was still delicious.
What is it about the light in Istanbul? Do you think it's different to other the world? Is it the mixture of the weather and the fog and?
Well, like here in Spain.
Yeah.
The sunsets are much better than the mornings. Right. They're much more colorful. They're much more atmospheric, cinematic light. The mornings is much more gentle. And I would say in Istanbul, it's just the opposite. You get really dramatic mornings and more subdued sunsets. I don't know why this is yet in all my years of practice, but in my experience, like here, we get better evenings. In Istanbul, it's the mornings that are usually better. It could be what the sun hits before it gets to your eyes. Like if there's a big, large body of water or something, like the Black Sea is probably over behind here somewhere. That could be adding to the reflective qualities of the light.
And that's interesting, actually, that every part of the world has a slightly different has different light qualities, and so you need to adapt to those light qualities.
Well, your expectations change. Like in Venice, I know I can go out in the morning, blue hour in the morning, and expect to have really stunning light. And blue hour at night, I'm going to have really stunning light. Something about the way where Venice is just maybe it's the body of water that surrounds it.
They got it right.
Yeah, it's just the location. You get great light in both blue hours.
Ah, I did not know that.
London is another location where you get great light in blue hours. Right. Both blue hours.
Yeah.
But Istanbul,
if the weather is good.
Yeah. If the sun comes out at all. Right. Istanbul just seems to have really good mornings. Yeah. Really good mornings. And I think it's because, the sun comes up in the east there, and it's falling over the east and the west side of the cities, right? So it's going across the whole city. Not just part of it.
Big city, and obviously it's very undulating.
Yes.
With its hills.
So you get a lot of shape and form because of the undulating hills.
Yeah.
Guy loves that word, undulating.
I love that word, undulating. I try to use it as many times as possible in my life. Now, if you have any questions? It's lovely to see you guys on here. Anyone
who's
want
with
to
us?
say hi? I don't know who's with us. I'm trying to see. Can we see questions or any comments from our software?
No, should be here.
Yeah.
Well, how are you usually doing this? Are you doing something different today?
I'm not sure. I have to say, technology and me are not always simpatico.
Well, anyway.
Normally they just appear. The comments appear, and then we answer them. So this might be a nice time to say, oh, here we go. Yes. Hello, anyone? Hello?
I'm going to say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. And I'm going to go heart.
Oh, Jacqueline. Hello, Jacqueline.
Jacqueline's watching.
And we're watching.
And we're
now.
hearting
We're
ourselves.
watching ourselves. If anyone would like to join us or join Anthony in Istanbul, he will be back there in September. It's such a beautiful city, so photogenic. It's beyond. The pictures that participants come back with are, I'm always stunned.
And last year I met Murat and Saeed, two brothers who are they're Kurdish, and they have this restaurant that they just opened up, and they treat me like family, and I get this beautiful room upstairs where we do the image reviews. And Saeed is a chef, a Kurdish chef. They speak really good English, and his food is sublime, absolutely sublime.
So
and,
after the long day
I
of
love those guys.
walking and taking pictures, settling in for a lovely meal,
Yeah.
or even one of the famous Turkish breakfasts. If anyone has not had a Turkish breakfast,
Yeah,
30, 20
it's amazing,
different
and they
items.
take care of us, and they bring
Oh,
us coffee
gorgeous.
and tea, and their hospitality is like off the hook. It's just so wonderful.
Yeah.
They really make you feel like you're at home.
So thank you very much for joining us. Tomorrow is going to be Anthony on his own. I'm flying back to London with 5 children, not all my own. I don't know how we managed to organise
Look how
that.
tan Di's getting. You're getting so tan.
I've never been tan in my entire life. This is a very dramatic experience for me and Anthony. You will be back tomorrow
I will be back tomorrow.
on his own, but we will be together on Friday in different countries. But we're gonna coordinate that. So thank
We
you
are.
so much for watching.
Okay.
Any comments?
Whatever
please put
Di
them in.
says is going to happen.
Is 100% the correct information. I'm glad he understands that now.
Okay.
Have a fantastic day.
I hope you enjoyed that shot. Please comment on my photography and la da
Or
da da.
ask any questions.
Yeah, about Istanbul. Come to
Or
Istanbul.
photography.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you later.